Here's your word for the day from Calvary in Lake Havasu. Visit us on the web at calvaryaz.com.
Hello. I'm Shawn, student pastor here at Calvary, and I have the honor of talking about the greatest commandment today. If you have your Bibles, you can open up to Mark 12, verses 28 through 34. I'll go ahead and read that now. One of the teachers of religious law was standing there listening to the debate. He realized that Jesus had answered well, so he asked, of all the commandments, which is the most important? Jesus replied, the most important commandment is this: listen, O Israel, the Lord our God is the one and only Lord, and you must love the Lord, your God, with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength. The second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. No other commandment is greater than these. You see, this is the one command, the one thing that Jesus says matters more than anything else, which is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. In other words, love God more than anything else with everything that you've got. And that seems pretty straightforward. It seems simple enough. However, whether you're a veteran Christian or a baby Christian, we all get to this place where we realize the greatest commandment is so far beyond our own ability to accomplish. Because if we're being real, loving God like that does not come naturally. But this is the one thing we have to get down. We need to know how to love God with everything that we have. So how do we actually do that? 1 John 4:19 says, we love because he first loved us. Now, this passage is more addressing how we love those around us. It's more about accomplishing the second greatest commandment. However, it's still true if we want to love God. Our love for God is never the starting point for fulfilling the first and greatest commandment. It's his love that's the starting point. Yes, love shows itself through obedience and following Jesus' command, just like Jesus says in John 14. But we can't just muster up love for God. We can't wake up one day and say, today I'm going to love God more by trying harder. That doesn't work, and that's not the gospel. Here's what does work. Loving God with everything starts by hearing the gospel again and again and again. Then by believing in the gospel again and again and again. And finally, to love the Lord with all that we are, we have to rest in the gospel always. And we never graduate from that. And the more we hear, the more we believe, the more we rest in it, the more we understand that God loved us so much, that he sent his one and only Son, Jesus Christ, to die for us undeserved, rebellious sinners. We love him when we see what he's done. And when we realize we've never earned it. We've never earned his love, and yet he's given it to us fully in Jesus. So if you want to love God more today with all that you are, more than anything else in this entire world, don't start by trying to love him more. Start by listening to or reading the gospel and allow that message of hope and truth and love to rekindle your love for God. Let his love for you become the fuel for your love for him. Thank you, Calvary. Appreciate you a lot, and I love you a lot. Have a great day.